Okay, so on this agenda, I want to accomplish is these. When I click on them, I want them to kind of move out just a little bit, which I thought I had working. When I try to resize, oops, see if I can do that without exiting the game. Okay. Yeah, so the resize event will trigger that. But I want just the act of clicking on it to also trigger that, but it's not happening. And so that is between dog tag and the game overlay script. So the game overlay dot needs update is set to true when the pointer enters. So it's supposed to say is highlighted as true. Then get the mic over here. In game overlay, I'm gonna put these together. In update, if has changed, which is the screen size, or needs updated equals true, then I update the layout. Update layout calls the top left, and then top left has a loop that loops through each one of these rect transforms, and if it is highlighted from the dog tag script, then it sets X to 10. But that doesn't happen. And I think, I don't know. Because here, if has changed or update needs updated is true. Then I do that. And then this has changed. All that does is just check the screen width and height to see if it's the same, or if an element has been added, and so forth. But that is set to true when I move the mouse over here. And so let's Devlog, and let's make sure this works, because I think it does. Is that a no? So, and I know exactly why now. I don't know why it doesn't go out on the click though. The mouse cursor needs to trigger this. Because it's not a real mouse. Somewhere in this file, I believe, I check for user elements, UI elements under the mouse. I don't need that anymore. That's right click. Is this on left click here? Okay. Try user interface click. Build a pointer event. I need to build a, so that's event system, which I think is on the click, on enter, on exit, pointer event data is being built. Right, okay. And so what am I passing down here? Pointer event data, okay. If I just pass it to the object under the mouse every update, would that work? track the current hovered object, detect when it changes. Okay. So what kind of is just a game object? Oh, I don't go here. Goes here. So on mouse move. Is that this? Does that work? It must, because there's a move direction. Interesting. That does not seem to do anything. Vector 2 get mouse position is all of dot. Do I want to piggyback off of that, or do I want to do like a public void check mouse hover state? Something like that. That was my. So I gotta get the object under the mouse. Data, so I still need to collect this thing. Oops. This will be vector 2 cursor position. There is no button though. No buttons are pressed. Let's make sure data is good. If new hover equals null. Yeah, I still need that, right? Then I'm going to say mouse over object. If mouse over object is not null, Why don't you like that? Ambiguity between RTS controller.mouse over object and RTS controller.mouse over object. What do you mean? Is there more than one? Oh. Okay, if it is not null, then we got to call the mouse up. How do we do that? Where is the try UI click? Start selecting, start rotating. Uh-huh. Okay, var click handler. This is going to be hover handler. Equals mouse over object. And is it? It's not an I pointer click handler. It is I pointer exit handler. Execute events pointer exit handler. And then just return. But before I do that, I have to say that now mouse over object is null. Okay. Else if the new hover does not equal mouse over object. It's kind of the same thing. So if new hover doesn't equal that, then I have to check to see if it's not null. Like if I've moved from one to another. Not just leaving. Although that might not ever happen. We're not returning here though. Then I say mouse over object equals new hover. I don't even have to do that there. And then var hover handle. Oh, let's rename this. Okay. So this will be hover enter handler. Equal mouse over object dot get component. This is I pointer enter handler. If that's not null, then we execute events. Mouse over object data. Execute events dot pointer enter handler. I think. Oh, wait. This whole method that I just wrote, I'm not even calling it. No. So let's add some debugs here. Let's see if I can be smart enough to figure this out. If new hover is not null. Oh. This should almost be like and that. So if new hover, oh sorry, is null, and mouse object, the old mouse over object is not null. Otherwise, if it doesn't equal that, I don't think I needed it to be like this. Let's do debug.log results. Oh, this says 2. So hold the phone. Is that because the text is inadvertently a raycast object? It might not be. Oh, still got to back up one more. Yeah, so it's not a raycast target. This might be. It's not, okay. And this is not. Oh, that's the image. Yeah, okay. Then I have to loop. What is result anyways? Raycast result. So for each raycast result in results. What I'm concerned though is if there are two, I get this. If hover handler is mouse object get component that's the old one. If it doesn't equal null, do this. Okay, and then here's the same thing. If it doesn't equal null, I do that. And then this, if it doesn't equal null, I do that. Here, though, I'm going to say to put this here before I put this here. Here I kind of got to say, if new hover is not null, and that, or no. All right, let's see. It's not getting hovered. Do I have some debug log here for each this? Okay, so I did that. I know that works. hovering over cursor. That's silly. Oh, did it say pointer enter when I just did that, or was that? Okay, so it's saying hovering over dog tag. I can collapse these to get a better, get better look. Pointer enter, blah, 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 blah. And so where does pointer enter come from? From the dog tag. And I didn't have a logging pointer exit. So then, highlighting. Oops, H-I-G, H-L-I-G, H-T-I-G. This dot name. What's up here? Let's find some Nintendo music or something. So it does say right there, updating UI. Yeah. So that's good. sure I get down here, which I'm pretty sure is a safe bet that I am. Updating top left layout. Okay. So the issue then comes down to the top left elements. If RT is null, return or continue, yeah. I'm going to say if DT is null, debug.log, not a dog tag. And then else debug.log dog tag found. Not a whole lot. What's up, man? Trying to get the hover event to work on a virtual cursor. This is not like where the cursor is. See, it stays in the middle when it's locked. And this, the crosshairs and all that move on the delta. So there is no hover or anything like that. So I'm trying to write that event or fire that event when it's detected that it's over something that has that. So here, it did say dog tag found, but that meant it was from the click, wasn't it? See, it's not finding it there, the DT script. Do I have to say like rt.gameObject.getComponent? You dealt with that when creating the UI on a virtual in-game screen. Cool, then what am I doing wrong? Well, I think what the problem is really is I am recording the rect transform instead of like the dog tag script. Am I using the new input system? I am. Okay, so then that means this is wrong, right? Yep. So I'm going to for each dog tag DT in top left elements. And then RT equals, whoops, rect transform equal RT equals DT dot dot transform dot get component rect transform. Do I even have to do that? I don't think so. And then the survivor. Are they real UI elements? Yeah, they are. Can you explain exactly what you're trying to do? Yeah, 1 second. Oh, get component image rect transform. That might be a thing too, but so what I am doing is let's go to my prefab. That's weird. So this has a raycast target. Everything else on this does not have a raycast target. Like those are all turned off. So this deal has the dog tag script. Dog tag script has the iPointer click handler, which does work. But then I have the pointer enter and a pointer exit. Those are defined here. And if it's selected as false, then it does all this. If it's this, so this all works. The part that you want to be able to click that. I can click that element. I just want something to happen when I move my mouse over it. So what I was doing was in the overlay, I was going through a list of rect transforms that were, when each dog tag was instantiated, it registered basically itself. And I was registering the rect transform, but now I've just changed it to the dog tag script instead to see if that fixes it, because it wasn't going into getting the dog tag script from the rect transform. It was always coming back with null. Okay. Wait, what? Game overlay dot layout top left. This is not set to an instance of an object. The safe minimum is screen point to local point rectangle, blah, 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 blah. That's just the top left corner of the screen. There should be no reason why that is failing now. I don't see why that's a thing, because I changed this See, that has nothing to do with anything here. However, let's go to the registering. No, there's no register. Do they just do it themselves? It would be over here, huh? Yeah, okay. So it's failing to align them now? Let's do this. I can get that out of the way. This is for the minimum and the maximum. Has nothing to do with did something get disconnected? I don't have a mini map yet. I'm not going to. Bottom left mini map. All of that can just be go on. But let's see. Target camera is probably still needed. This is not. Minimap layout is no longer referenced. Okay. I don't think that fixes anything, but oh, so they're there. They're just not aligned. And that's because it's throwing errors. Through an error. Oh, there's some up here. So rect transform utility screen point to local point in rectangle. The canvas rect transform. So now that I resize it, let's resume. Okay, and so I didn't get it back like I thought it would. These are all that. Wouldn't the error be up here if they were going to fail to return a safe minimum? I don't need this either. Because this is top left. I'll leave that there though, because that's a reminder that I could do bottom right as well. It doesn't tell me what it does. Or what could be wrong with it. So that's like on enable. Do I want to put in a start and put that there? It supports hover active states. Everything is falling apart. Stop. Okay, so that was a bad idea. Let's undo some of this and go back to the rect transform. I'm going to go all the way until this is a rect transform. Then over here, this needs to go back to doing that. Oh, wait a second. I am wondering if that was the cause of the error this whole time. Okay, so those are back. I can click them. That's fine. I'm going to still add in the overlay, it's going to be game objects. Public list, game object, top left game objects equals a new list of game objects. And then in here, what is dog tag? Survivor.dog tag. It's a dog tag. Okay, so environment dot game overlay dot top left game objects dot add. I'll change this to like a register unregister methods, but dog tag dot game object. Does that make it fail? Okay, no. Okay, regardless, let's move on to here. Okay, so the rect transform is going to be do I have to reference a thing that has the rect transform? Right, I would still need it to position it. So, is it just that? And then instead of dt equal the rect transform get component is going to be the game object get component. Okay, so will this cause it to crash? Oh, look, it says, okay, that's always said dog tag found right there. After that, however, it doesn't. Trying to sneak up on me? So that is the thing. And is it because of this? That should never happen, right? Unless I'm getting them wrong. Dog tag found. I don't get rect transform not found. So that's good. Which, did I get any of those? Not a dog tag or dog tag found? I did not. Here, oh, because they were stacked. Let's go fix this real quick. Okay, so it does say it's found. Right? Or it no longer does. And they're not collapsed, so there's no reason for that. So which part am I missing? Is it back here then? Enter, and then I'll just do a little simple debug.log exit. I'm pretty sure we'll see these, because that was my confirmation earlier that it was getting to the next part. Yeah. And it says, so what is this then? If my survivor is selected as false, all right, and highlight is true, needs updated is true. And then kind of already determined that here, which should say updating like every time I move the mouse on or off. Yep. So it goes, is this empty maybe? Nope, says checking dog tag. But it stopped saying that? These are both setting needs update to true. Is it public? No, it's static. Oh, top left layout. With this one. So I should do like whatever this does. Okay, it's still scrolling. But just here, so it's almost like top left game objects is empty. Oops. So even though I'm adding what if it's static instead? I'm all doing this in register. Register is done in start. So in awake for the overlay. Top left game objects dot clear. It should just be a register method. Nope, but it worked. Making it static. Okay, so now they shift out a little bit. When I click on them, they stay out. Wow, crud. I think they're still now I just need to work on my logic, I think. Okay, if it is highlighted or it is selected, it's out 10. Otherwise, it's just default 0. Here, I say highlighted as false, true on enter and exit. So why does it go back when I exit? Oh, because I think it was if there's nothing to replace it. think that will handle it. So those seem to work, except now that they're both... Oh, I can do this. Oh. I click on one. It could always be maybe if I say if it needs to be null or new hover doesn't equal that. If mouse over object doesn't equal null, okay. So this is, if this is null, then I need to take it away from the previous one, if it's not null. And then do that. Where is the disconnect here? Oh, okay. But that isn't working. So do I start with if new hover is not the old one, and the old one is null? Okay. I can't take it away from that, right? Because it's not. That's going to be horrible on the processor. Okay, so it works. That's kind of how I want it to look. Maybe a little bit more inward. Forget it. Oh, shit. So there I go again with like moving it around. I execute exit. Oh, guess what? If there is no raycast result, this can't be done. So I can say like if results.count is 0 and something like that. It's kind of weird. Oh. If I click, I need to call the update as well. But it does when I click. Environment instance camera controller set destination. Oh, set it to go to definition. On-click callback is here. Toggle select. We do that. And then I'm gonna set that. Limit 0, how you doing? Okay. That works now, finally. How is your prototyping come along? I have a weird indentation right here. I don't think that matters because the solids are gonna, yeah. I should probably erase that down there. You're not gonna see most of it anyways. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to do. The next is when the zombie, this could get ugly. Can you believe that my zombie script is only less than 400 lines? When a zombie sees when a zombie sees a survivor, it goes to chase them. I want it to alert the surrounding survivors or zombies and trigger them to go chasing as well. This chasing update. When this is an intermediate state, it goes from here and immediately goes to chasing. So here I can do it's good. You've gotten to the point in 2 different games where you can stop working on it and move on, as they weren't as fun as you'd hope. Yeah. You're getting better at doing exactly what's needed to figure that out. Did you see that video I shared a while ago? The feeling of reward? That was today I shared that, wasn't it? Yeah. This morning. Get into those topics on YouTube, like what is fun, what makes a game kind of thing. Okay, so I want to, I have a target now, so alert nearby zombies of current target survivor. That might help just to like get through some of the stuff quicker, some of the ideas quicker. Let's just go to the definition that I made. Okay, and then so I need to do a circle overlap. Is that what it's called? So collider 2D, but this is not that. I need to do an array. X equals physics 2D dot overlap circle. Is there an overlap circle though? Thank you. Transform position. Radius is going to be in units. 5. 5 is fair. And target layers. Can I skip that? What is vector 2 point B? Oh, I'm doing overlap area anyways. Overlap circle. Oh, thank you. Okay. Can I just do that? And that is the radius. Okay. For each. That and that. Okay. And then if I got to get the other zombies. So zombie equals hit.get component zombie dot say hit dot game object dot get component, or no, we'll see. Okay. Then if zombie is not null, then I need to call a method called void set target. I feel like I already have a method called set target. We'll see. That turned out to be not a thing. Okay. The zombie dot set target survivor. Honestly, it needs to be like there are two more things I need. I need vector 2 dot target I don't think I need this at all. Right? When we get here, this is where I need to pass along targetable. Oh no, survivor. To underscore. And then a vector to what things about the survivor do I need to know? Vector 2 is the direction and a float distance. Okay. So target survivor. Target distance. Oh, sorry. Target direction, target distance. If state is idle, I think there's another one, or state is zombie state dot roaming. Then I can do this. So if it's not that, and it's not that, then guard clause. Okay, now I can say state equals zombie state dot chasing and target survivor equals underscore survivor. Target direction equals the direction, and target distance. Not 100% sure I need that, but that. And he won't alert his nearest. So now when that one creeps up on me, he should bring friends. Yeah, so here's a thing. However, they are trapped. Like they're running, but they can't. So what's up with them? They are chasing. Is it this? Oh. Interesting that I can't put anything there. Roaming distance, chase speed, chase view distance. Okay. Let's see what is in. It's gonna be this one, isn't it? Can I get another one real quick? Setzer, what is this? I don't have red hair. Gun, a lasso, and a potion. Interesting. Canteen. Oh. Is it? I guess it is. I see it now. The orange circle in the middle kind of made me think it was like the silver around it was glass. And the orange was like the liquid inside it. But I see that now. Potiony too. Yeah, I think when I think of canteen, I think they're more like flat on the sides and maybe it's like a green fabric. Yeah, it does look rounded because of that band, especially. Okay, so what I need to do is check out what happens when the zombie goes to a chasing update. Current action state. Yeah. I need to do this too. Otherwise, it doesn't actually move. And I think direction automatically updates, hopefully. Like they're not just gonna like shoot off into the sunset. Okay, he's gonna come over here eventually. Wow. Damn, they take the whole crew with them. That's dangerous. Oh, bro, he died. There's still one over there. Some over there. Okay. Do I cut it down to 4 or do I just let that be like a thing? Because it wasn't a chain reaction. It was like the one zombie triggered that whole thing. You know, I'm going to go... Where's my fog of war? I have it disabled. Okay. How many does he take? This guy's gonna be the one? No. They are kind of crowded up. This guy's gonna do it. Yeah, that's a big radius. That can be a variable. Alert radius. roaming, chasing, attacking, hurting. Yeah, so right here, I think is good. So we have public float. Yeah. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to take this script and cut some of it out and put it in like standard zombie or something like that. And then branch zombie into other types. So let's go to the zombie here and change alert radius to, let's go with 3. That's better. Did he blink? He shouldn't be missing any sprites. Okay. So some part of him is not right. Is it in resources, survivors? Okay. And then I can click E up here. Wait, can I just take me there? Okay. Which one is it? This one? Okay. It's idle, idle up. Walking, 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 walking. Hurt. Aha. Okay, so let's remove this one. Oh, I clicked minus. Right, okay, and then this adds that to that. So from here to there. Which means I gotta send him to his death. Yeah, there we go. So, dude, you have grenades. I do think that maybe secondary weapons like grenades should be limited. because it's kind of OP if you can keep your distance. But we'll see. All right, so I did have a long stream yesterday. I'm going to call this one short. But before I do want to make sure that I have everything checked off that I wanted to do. If the explosion seems weak, don't explode. So the zombies shouldn't explode. And maybe they shouldn't bounce. Oh, Cowboy Bebop, how you doing? Yeah, I got one more thing I want to try and do. Trigger death animation. Where do I say if it is? Oh, this is a whole. That's the attacking animation? Gotcha. So how are you doing, Cowboy? Move towards, find closest survivor, take damage. Damage taken. If the type is explosion and damage taken, damage amount is greater than 1. Say something like that. You're doing well. Now you got the wife a new car. Cool. Done shopping for one. Cool, cool. I hate car shopping. The best places I think to go car shopping are the places where they don't bother you. I didn't mean to make all those guys aggro. Oof. You don't like to be bothered, and you've never gotten one of your cars from a dealer, but all hers are. Wait till he comes back. Yep, I've had a mutual friend who I went to look at a car, and he was like, "Oh, you don't want to buy that car." And then my wife was also looking for a car, and so they went for a test drive while I stayed and looked at the car that I was looking into getting. And another dealer was all like, "That car's prime, man. Look under it. You'll see no rust whatsoever." And I was like, "Oh, cool." But why did this other guy say, like, "You don't want that car"? Oh, here it's because he wouldn't make any money. My other friend got a job there at the same dealership when I was getting my Mitsubishi. He was like, "Oh, you don't want to sell that to him. He won't make any money." It's like, what? It's like, that's a car I wanted. Yeah. And the whole, "Oh, yeah, it's great in that thing." Yeah, that shouldn't happen. Like miles away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And it's like I used to be in retail. I worked at Radio Shack for 9 years, so I know all the tricks and the verbiage. So no, thank you, Mister. So how can a damage be that much if it's that far away? Unless, oops, I'll leave that there. Unless it's not being calculated and it's just like a flat rate. Oh, yeah, I'm not calculating damage based on distance here at all. So, source position, blah, 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 blah. Take damage, damage null. Otherwise, okay, so if it's targetable. Perfect. Why is that not tabbed right? Okay. So how do I want to target or figure this out? Damage dot damage amount equals then you do like a math f dot clamp a value, which I'm about to figure out, and then 0, and then the max value is going to be explosion damage. So I need the distance, float, and what is my, do I have an explosion radius? Apply damage. So right off the bat, I assume I'm doing a overlap circle with a radius of 2. Wow, those zombies seemed way far away from that grenade when it went off. Okay, so I'm going to have explosion damage, public float explosion radius Oh, there's another private. There's two. Explosion radius. Okay. Then float distance equals vector 2 dot distance. This has to be a vector 3. Between transform position and targetable dot transform dot position. Okay, and then I need the inverse, right? So the greater the number is, the less it is. So that is explosion radius minus this little number divided by the big number, right? Distance divided by explosion radius times explosion damage, I think, right? So 50 divided by 100 is 0.5, right? And then times the explosion radius would be half of that. And if this was or does this need to be inverse yet? Because if it's the distance is 25, is 0.25. So that's going to make it explosion radius minus distance. That's basically getting the inverse of it. I don't need to do this part. It's just that, right? Explosion radius divided by that. Oh. That's radius. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do need to do that. Setzer has music. Setzer deleted music. He does that. Is this for your cattle rustling game? Oh, why do I have an error? It's pretty good. Oof. Closer. I forgot that it made it bounce off of walls. Oh no, lady. Cyber wrestling. I think the damage needs to be more. Now that I've added that explosion damage. Do I double it? Hell yeah. I started I reduced that image down to the nearest pixel, and I've cleaning up the fonts a little bit. I'm going to clean up the entire thing, so eventually everything that's there is going to be a pixel that's set down by me. But a lot of it's just going to be tracing, cleaning up some stuff. But I think that's going to be my logo. Just not those colors and not exact shape. Looks so damn good. Thanks. It's kind of what I was trying to tell ChatGPT to do, but then when it couldn't do it, I took... oh shit, they're chasing me already. I took what it made and gave it to Gemini. And it did the rest. And the rest is history. Bro. Okay, guys. Now I'm calling it quits. I got everything done I wanted to do tonight. I will see you tomorrow, and maybe I'll have more of my logo done by then.